Oh no, folks. It seems as if Chicago didn't really want to spend $12 to watch this preseason game in person. They didn't want to see the epic return of their number one star that got traded away coming back. I mean, these tickets were going for $7-8, $6.50 in some place.
The arena was prepared, the lights were on, the floor was spotless, the scoreboard was illuminated, and the Chicago sky had returned. And the self-described Chai Barbie, Angel Reese, who spent 2 years telling anyone who would. She is making a significant impact in women's basketball and is returning to the city that made her famous. This was meant to be the turning point, the return, the new beginning. The fans then arrived, or rather, they didn't.
Watch this. Uh-oh, now look, it's our time. Listen, when Caitlin had her preseason game, y'all wanted to come put stuff in our face and clown us. Well, guess what? Now it's time for y'all to get the same treatment. So tell me why in Angel's first preseason game, and it went exactly how I told y'all it would, she shot 28% in the paint. 0% from the three-point line. Every three she threw up there, clank. And then from the free throws, she made 4 out of 8. She had 8 free throws. They was free. And she only made half of them.
The game itself told a story before anyone even looked, so let's start with what transpired on the court. At the figures for attendance, for the Chicago Skies, Angel Reese took the stage at Wintrust Arena. The first preseason game of 2026 was against the Atlanta Dream, and the evening quickly took a turn for the worse. She finished with 8 points after shooting 2 of 7 from the field and missing 4 of her 8 free throw attempts. In a mere 13 minutes of play. It's not a typo. 2 out of 7.4 free throws were missed for a participant who has spent 2. She has spent years promoting herself as a franchise's face, which is a performance that is noteworthy. And nothing ever works with Angel Reese.
She decides to let her ego get in the way. That's where she's going to be dangerous and destroy the team. And I'm being honest here because honestly, she's literally the same player from last year. She's the same player from the year before. She didn't really change that much, man. She's the same exact player, okay? As long as she can score 0 to 5 feet and don't miss layups, she will be fine. But I don't think it's the game on the court is the issue. The issue is, will she be willing to accept a role player position? If she accepts it, she will be fine. If she don't, there's going to be huge problems. This is going to be called the Atlanta nightmare afterwards. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's going to come down to that. Is she willing to accept her role? Because I said this before, and I got hated for it, but I don't give a damn.
In the offseason, Reese made the widely reported transfer to the Atlanta Dream, so this was technically her ideal debut in opposition to her old team. Even the optics of that were peculiar, going back to the structure where, after being suspended, she had to compete against the group she had publicly disagreed with in a game where the city of Chicago had every reason to be curious about her actions. Prior to the opening tip, the city provided an answer to that query. Inside Wintrust Arena, 3,000 seats were vacant. 3,000 seats. Empty. In a structure that was meant to be humming for this particular moment.
Now, if I had to take a guess, behind the baskets, they said, you guys don't need to sit here. Let's actually file you in to the hundreds, to the 100 sections, and we'll move you towards center court. So on TV, it actually looks like there's more people in the building than it actually is. So I'm assuming that behind this backboard, you see that it's empty. The upper deck, you see that it's empty. But I would also assume that behind the basket that we're getting this camera angle from, it is empty, and the upper deck is empty. If I had to take a guess, 1,500 people in the building? Maybe 1,500?
The internet took notice right away. It always does. Within an hour of the tip, images and videos of the vast stretches of empty seats were making the rounds on Reddit, TikTok, and X. The comment sections were filled in quick. For Angel Reese's comeback, there were 3,000 empty seats, and she shot 2 for 7. We didn't know what that arena did. A few were taken aback, some did not find it shocking at all. However, no matter where you stood, it was impossible to disagree. Your story doesn't matter to empty seats, they simply sit there and speak the truth, the reality that 3,000 empty On April 29th, the cheers in Chicago were loud enough to be heard from the parking lot.
It's been a while, and I'm sure you came back to a sellout crowd that could not wait to see you, or not. Only 6,724 fans showed up to the Wintrust Arena. Yeah, it holds about 9,500 fans, so we're talking roughly 3,000 fans away from being sold out to see the return of Angel Reese.
This is where things become more complicated because this particular story wasn't even the first. Had been informed, think back to May of 2025. The Chicago Sky and Angel Reese went to the Pete Moravich, her college residence, the Assembly Center at LSU, where she won a national championship, and the location that transformed her into a well-known brand for a preseason exhibition match. They were unable to fill the upper bowl that evening, so it never even opened. Lower one. The seats remained empty despite tickets being resold for as little as $11, with some going as low as $15. In 2025, social media gained access to those pictures and did not let go. However, it seems that the lesson was not understood, because Chicago made the same statement as those LSU supporters in 2026, but in her own city.
Just being grateful for my opportunities that I did have here in my first 2 years. A lot of positives, and fans came out and showed a lot of support for both teams. So I'm really happy and grateful, and happy to be here tonight.
It's your first experience playing with all your team teammates, and it's first hand. How did you feel? You're feeling out there with your team?
Yeah, I didn't feel new. Everybody keeps asking how I feel, but.
She adores it. It's difficult to miss this pattern. Reese's 2025 season did not end quietly. With a record of 10 wins and 34 losses at the end of the season, the Chicago Sky missed the playoffs for the producing one of the worst records in the league for the second year in a row. To put things in perspective, it's not just a bad season. For a team that had real playoff aspirations when they built, that is a historically difficult period. All around Reese, however, the team's on-court collapse was just one aspect of the tale. Things became even more disorganized. In an interview with the Chicago Tribune, Angel Reese stated that the organization needed to strengthen its roster, or she might think about moving on. The Sky did not react well at all. Following her comments, they suspended her and publicly declared them to be harmful to the team. A mid-season suspension for a player. It's not insignificant that she was criticized by her own team for the team's lack of quality. That's the type of thing that follows you, and it followed her all the way to Atlanta and into the off-season.
That she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Bannum or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team. And according to the Tribune, Reese believes that the team needs to be overhauled this season around just two solidified pieces on the 2026 roster, herself and Camila Cardoso. She said, "I'm not settling for the same crap we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. However I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously, I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best."
Thus, when Angel Reese returned to Chicago in the Atlanta Dream colors for the 2026 preseason, there were plenty of storylines: the franchise's departure, suspension, return, and inquiries regarding whether her relationship with the Sky was genuinely over, and the oldest was seated beneath all of that most enduring critique of her performance, the one that doesn't go away regardless of how many rebounds she draws down, her shooting effectiveness, particularly her incapacity to reliably convert shots correctly. Around the edge, since her rookie season, this has been the main topic of discussion surrounding Reese's game, and it surged back after this performance. For the past 2 years, her high rebound numbers, which are truly remarkable, have drawn criticism. On paper, which means you are making up for your own mistakes rather than giving someone else another chance. Compared to what the box score indicates, the stat begins to tell a different story.
Whole time, you guys were serious about Angel Reese rebounds coming from her own layups? I ain't believe it till today. Like, I'm looking, I see she got 7 in the first quarter. I'm like, oh yeah, she balling. I go on ESPN, Angel Reese offensive rebound. Angel Reese miss. Angel Reese offensive rebound. Angel Reese miss. Angel Reese offensive rebound. Angel Reese blocked. Rebound. Angel Reese blocked again. Rebound. Bruh, do you not have other teammates, gang? After the second miss, just pass the ball. What am I looking at right now? This all happened in the first quarter in the span of 2 minutes, bro. I thought people was trolling when they said this, bro. Like, I know the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese beef on the internet is crazy, but nah. We gotta leave color out of this. What the hell is that? I'm surprised her teammates are not upset at her, bro. All these attempts, you could have easily passed the ball. You rebound, you see you can't put it up, pass it. I'm in disbelief.
The most notable instance of this pattern occurred during a game against the New York Liberty in May 2025. That went viral for all the wrong reasons. Reese missed 8 shots during a portion of the game. While grabbing 12 rebounds, 0.5 of those rebounds came from self-generated second chances in a 19-second period. 5 offensive rebounds and 19 seconds from her own missed shots. Sports analysts, the video went viral. It was used by casual admirers and commentators on all platforms to show exactly what the controversy surrounding her game was about. Is actually about. There are actual rebounds. It's also true that those rebounds are fueled by misses. Additionally, once you comprehend how the entire picture becomes far more complex than a stat line alone can convey when the second number generates the first. That scene was never truly removed from the discussion. Additionally, Reese made 2 of 7 shots against the Sky from the field. On April 29, along with 4 additional missed free throws,